Welcome everyone to ISCEA Student Chapter Egypt podcast. I am your host Omar Hagras, the president of the ISCEA Student Chapter Egypt at the Arabic Academy for Science and Technology and Maritime Transport. Today we have our special guest with us, Prof. Ma'moon Habib. Welcome, Prof. Habib.
Thank you, Mr. Omar.
Before we dive in our discussion on supply chain management, let's start by introduce yourself to our guests, our speakers. Can
Please,
you please
please.
tell us? Yeah.
I'd like to mention just only few words about myself. This is Professor Dr. Mahmoud Habib. I'm the full professor of the Department of the Management, School of Business and Entrepreneurship, Independent University of Bangladesh. I'm the visiting scientist of University of Texas Arlington. I'm the visiting professor of the University of Tun Abdul Razzaq, Malaysia, Uni Razzaq. And I'm also the visiting professor of the Uji Business School, China. And I'm also involved with the other university as a visiting professor in the Philippines and Indonesia as well. And I'm involved with the research on supply chain management. And I have the PhD scholars currently. I have already the 6 PhD scholars already graduated. And now in the pipeline, another 13 PhD students are available. They're doing the PhD on supply chain management area. And basically, my specialization on the supply chain and particularly service industry supply chain management, and in addition to the operations management, quality management, as well as business methodology. I'm involved with the ISCEA. I'm involved with the as a fellow of the CILT. I'm involved with the IUM as supply chain management division. So I'm also involved with the different professional body like IEEE, IUM. I already mentioned something like that. That's all about myself.
Thanks, Prof. Habib. We are delighted to have you here today. Let's begin with our discussion with the basics. In a simple way, how is supply chain explained? The term supply chain.
Very good question, Mr. Omar. I'm just thinking that the audiences they have no idea about supply chain management, so they like to come to that area. So let us study this way. Supply chain means this is one chain that will start from supplier end, and the finishing point will be belongs to the customer end. So that means this is the chain between the supplier and customer. And then how we'll manage this chain between the supplier and customer, that is the supply chain management. And if you now ask me, we are talking about the supplier end. From the supplier end, we have to get the raw materials. And after the processing, we have to convert to the finished products to the customer end. So that means if you when you think the very simply way supply chain, supplier, customer, raw materials from supplier end, after the processing, finished product delivered to the customer end. But when you talk about this chain, how we manage this chain, that time we have to think flow of goods from supply to customer, flow of information from supply to customer, and flow of fund, flow of money from supply to customer. So it is not very easy way that how we are explaining. So that is another mechanism, like we call it complex supply chain. So at a glance, you can think flow of goods for manufacturing industry, flow of service for service industry, flow of information, flow of fund from supply to customer, from raw materials to finished product.
Thanks, Prof. Habib, for this clear explanation. Let's explain the historical evaluation in supply chain management and how is evaluated over time.
Okay, thank you so much. It is a very, I would say, the very timely manner question, and because when anybody like to come to this area, they like to know the historical perspectives of supply chain management. So I like to start in this way. Supply chain management basically it has been started by the name of the logistic management. So around the 1950s, it has been started by the name of the logistic management. And it is very interesting thing is that this logistic management concept started in the defense military. So they basically they are the I would say that initiator of logistic management concept. And then logistics management concept was matured in 1970s. If you look very carefully, any book on supply chain management in the 1970s to 1980s, you can see most of the books were written by the name of the logistic management. And still, if you ask anybody in the any industry that do you have the supply chain management department, they will start, yes, we have the logistic management department. So that means it is the previous name of the supply chain management. And then 1970 to 1980s, that is the conversion time, so logistic management to the supply chain management. And nowadays, when you say the supply chain management, under the supply chain management, like logistic management, inventory, warehouse, transportation, retailing, everything is under the one umbrella that is supply chain management. Formally, supply chain management, they started their journey around 1980s, officially by the name of the supply chain management. And then initially, the most of the research on supply chain management of the manufacturing industry. So 1980s to 1990s, all of the research on supply chain management, particularly the flow of goods, how the goods will be controlled in the inventory, something like that. And there is one milestone in 1995, supply chain management in the service industry, and that was the in the healthcare industry. So that is the first initiative, supply chain management in the service industry. And then we can see the another milestone, educational supply chain in 2007. And that was based on the one case study on supply chain management in the university and based on the City University of Hong Kong. And after that, 2009, ITESCM model was developed. Basically, ITESCM stands for Integrated Tertiary Educational Supply Chain Management Model. And I'm so very happy to inform you that this model was developed by myself during my PhD time under the supervision of my PhD supervisor. And this model, basically the supply chain management model for the tertiary education institutions. It is another milestone of service industry supply chain management. So at a glance, if you look very carefully, historical perspective, supply chain management started officially in 1980s. And then 1985, supply chain management started the journey in service industry. So if you ask me now in terms of the evolution time frame, around the 44 years, the supply chain management is available. So I would say it's very new, still is very new. We can do lots of things. If you compare with the mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or the human resource management, marketing management, it is definitely is a new one. Another one thing I'd like to share before finishing this part, I said the 1980s supply chain management started their journey officially. So initially it was started in the USA. I think you know that any concept will come up from the USA, and then it moved to the European country, and around after the 1990s it comes to the Asian developed country like the Singapore, Japan, something like that. Around the 2000 it comes to the South Asian country like the India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, this area. So if you ask me, though I measured 44 years supply chain management started the journey from the inception, but still it is new in our subcontinent area. And that's why when you talk about the supply chain management, it's a very hot issue, a burning issue nowadays. So any new researcher, they can think that how they can apply the supply chain management based on the historical perspective. Thank you.
That's fantastic, Prof. Habib. The evaluation of the evaluation, yeah, of supply chain management is truly remarkable. So we can moving now to discuss the various application of supply chain management. Uh, how is it applied in different industries and sectors?
A very good question. I believe that when they I would say that like the undergraduate level student or master's level student, even the PhD scholars, they should start to think that they like to work on supply chain management. So they have to know this one that we can apply this supply chain management concept in any industry. I can give the more specific example, like we can apply supply chain management in the manufacturing industry, like vegetable supply chain management, like ready-made garments industry, RMG supply chain management. We can apply in the textile industry. We can apply in the poultry industry, fishing supply chain management. And we can apply the apparel supply chain management, even the pharmaceutical supply chain management, stationery supply chain management. So this is one of some of the examples in the manufacturing industry. And now, even if you come now, service industry supply chain management, we can apply in the education institutions. I mentioned earlier, there is one model named ITESCM model, Integrated Tertiary Education Supply Chain Management Model. That is the model supply chain management for the education institutions. We can apply supply chain management in the hospital. We can apply the tourism area, tourism sector, banking industry supply chain management, insurance supply chain management. So it means that we can apply the supply chain management concept any industry. Before finishing, I'd like to give the on a very pertinent example. You are now sitting in the chair, right? So let us start to
Yeah.
think the chair supply chain management. So you have to
Yes.
think now the raw materials of the chair, right? The leather, and there's some resin, the rod, the screw, and there's some gum and attach, assemble. So you have to think from where we collect the raw materials, and we have to do the processing and other things. Then we have to think the finishing product of the chair. So that means the chair supply chain management.
Yeah.
Suppose we are
All life
drinking
in
the
supply
water.
chain management.
Yeah. So drinking water. Suppose you are drinking out the bottle, right? So water
Yeah.
bottle, you can think the water bottle supply chain management. So from
Yes.
where we have to get the liquid, right? And then you have to think the bottle size, labeling, sizing, and the manufacturing date and other thing. And then you have to keep it in the like the any kind of what do you call it, the Tesco, Lotus, the water is available. So when you go to the Tesco, let us collect the water bottle with it's a finished product, but it is not like that earlier. So it comes from the raw materials. So that
Yeah.
means we can apply this supply chain management concept in any manufacturing industry, any service industry. And I would say that it is highly recommended to the young scholars like you. So start to think how we can apply this supply chain management in the real life application. Just give some few examples, I believe, and then you can add more values in the near future.
Thanks for highlighting the diversity of application in supply chain management, and it's already in everything in life. Supply chain management is whole life. Now we can focus or shift to focus about the issues in supply chain management, how it affects supply chain management and the challenges that affect the organization and how organization face it today.
Thank you. It's very interesting question you are asking now. That contemporary issues nowadays. I would say that our COVID-19, one of the divider of our research area, like earlier supply chain management, and the impact of COVID-19 is different. So now in the post-pandemic era, our supply chain should be little bit changed. Earlier we are thinking, suppose everything will be centralized. Now we are thinking, no, decentralized. Earlier we were thinking that manual supply chain is okay. Now it is the no, it should be the digitalized supply chain, more automation supply chain. So the contemporary issues, if you look very carefully after the pandemic, it has been changed. So suppose now we have to start to think that transportation disruption due to the COVID-19. So you see the changing. So now, not only that, you have to think about this on this, that how you can manage that information disruption during the pandemic time, like the like our COVID-19 time, and we have to start to think that how we can apply this supply chain disruption during the pandemic time in the RMD area, textile industry, apparel industry. Even the global supply chain has been disrupted during the pandemic time. So
Yes.
maybe it could be the another contemporary issues. Do you remember that we are getting the vaccine from the one country and it has been preserved in the another country? They are sending this vaccine to the
Uh,
like different country, temperature control and other something. You see, whole platform is a global supply chain. So how we
yes.
can manage this global supply chain? Another one which I like to share with you, like the port. Like if you look very carefully, that port, they're facing lots of issues during the pandemic time. And there were lots of materials that they're waiting, the container they're waiting for the unloading. They don't have the enough human resource. They have transportation issues. They don't have the drivers of the truck. So that is something that we have to start to think that how we can manage these kinds of disruption issues. If you ask me now, come to the next one, purchasing technique. Earlier, it was like the very analog purchasing system. Now, I think everything will digitalize purchasing system, and how we can procure the products, how we can do this one with online base. Nowadays we are thinking. So change. Our contemporary issues are changing. Nowadays we are thinking how we can apply the IoT, the Internet of Things in the manufacturing industry. We are thinking of that how we can determine the location planning through the digital location, advanced location planning. Earlier we never think about this one too much, like a vehicle tracking system, GPS system. But nowadays we are thinking that we are sending the product from the one country to another country, even the shipment, we like to track. So GPS system, vehicle tracking system. We are thinking how we can apply our retailing sector like the Tesco or the Walmart by the artificial intelligence. It is very pertinent issue. So contemporary issue, if you look very carefully, changing. Before finishing, I like to give the another two example. You see, the service industry, like come to the hospital. We never think earlier, like do you remember that, that online medication, like you don't
Yes.
want to go to the doctor directly physically, but you like to meet with the doctor, so you need the like
Yeah.
the online meeting or something like that. Nowadays it's possible when we face this issue. Even the academic, earlier online mode was not very popular, and during the pandemic, all over the world, there depends on the Zoom, the team, Microsoft team, Google Meet, and something like that. So even the dynamics of the academics and dynamics of the hospital like services is also changing. So that could be another contemporary issues in near future. We have to start to think how they are interrupted, how they are disrupted due to the pandemic, like the pandemic and other things. So maybe we have to go to the more further issues, pertinent issue, contemporary issues on the manufacturing industry and service industry. I just give a few examples so that you can
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Exactly after the post-pandemic supply chain different from before. Yeah, we are now studying online or something like that. And already the healthcare, as you say, that we can chat with the doctor online or in meetings like this one. Okay, now we go to the disruptions that supply chain face from organization and how organization can face it and working with it. And yeah, how what organization can do with a lot of disruption today, because there is a lot of technology and there is a lot of disruption around the world.
I would say that we never think earlier that we have to face this kind of disruption.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I would say the pandemic gave us lots of lesson. So this is one kind of lesson for us. We thought earlier our supply chain is a very modern supply chain, but we understood no, it's a fragile supply chain. What we are doing, we understood that that our earlier concept is that centralization.
Mm.
So maybe I can give the one live example so that you can think. Suppose the Apple iPhone production. Wistron is a very popular one of the iPhone producer. So Wistron, their corporation, they're one of the Apple suppliers. Their main headquarters in the China. So when China was locked down, you see, that means that production of the iPhone was stopped. They cannot send that production to the out of China.
Yeah.
And now the Apple, they're thinking, why you are so much dependent on the one place, on location? Why not you can do, suppose one will be the, like Mexico, it's American continent, one is the Vietnam, another from the India. So that means at least we have to continue the production. So this is our learning that it should be decentralized.
Yeah.
So another example, like Samsung, the home country is South Korea. And now they're thinking that how can diversify our smartphones, Samsung smartphone production to different country like the Vietnam, India. So they're moving to also from the like Korea to the different country, like the earlier what I said. So that is a two examples what I provided here. It happens due to the supply chain disruption. Now we are thinking that we have to go to the different strategy. So we should not depend only one supplier. Maybe we have to go to the like the first tier supplier, second tier supplier, third tier supplier, supply A, B, C. So if you're going to get the A, then think the B. Even maybe we have to think of the alternative of the local suppliers.
Yeah.
So sometimes because you have to continue the supply chain, We can stop the supply chain. And so it is a one issue, diversified sourcing. And second was digitization. Digitalization is very important. All information will be digitalized. So that suppose you, Mr. Omar, you are in the Egypt, you like to see what is happening in your one warehouse that is available in the suppose that Bangladesh.
Yes.
It is not the necessary for you to travel because during the COVID time it was restriction that you cannot travel.
Yeah.
So, but how you can manage? If it is digitalization, so you have a username and password, you can log in, you can check. So that means we have to find out the way out that how we can move to the supply chain disruption. So what I said that here, the two very important things I mentioned, digitalization and diversified sourcing. And even another one thing is that during the pandemic time, most of the conglomerates they faces the disruption in the three area. What is that? Port area. I said the conglomerates they're facing this disruption three area: port, factory, and transportation.
Yes.
So let us start to think how we can manage this three disruption. So now we have to go to the what I said earlier that the digitalized port management system. Factory should be the I would say that automated means maybe we can apply artificial intelligence and transportation. At least you have to provide that vehicle tracking system so that you can monitor because we are facing this kind of disruption. So it is that one thing that we can notice the supply chain disruption. Now, maybe our next future in future, we have to start to think how we can manage this supply chain, particularly this kind of disruption. Before finishing this part, I like to just remind you one thing is that we have to go to like micro supply chain
Yeah.
instead of the macro supply chain. So it could be like more finite, decentralized, agile, mini operating models. So more finite, more decentralization, and more agile mini operating models. Maybe you could follow the one strategy like buy where you make and make where you sell.
Yeah.
I can repeat: buy where you make and make where you sell. So that means no need to go to the different country, right? Even
Yeah.
the within the Egypt or within the south one country, you can think. So I would say that it is not the like the all the time you have to think, but at least that particularly this kind of disruption, how can manage. This is the one of the I would say that contingency issues that we have to think. And earlier I said that another one is supply diversification. So these two things we can think. Maybe our industry people they have to think how they can manage the supply chain disruption.
Yes. Thanks, Prof. Happy, for this explanation. Already organization and strategic manage their supply chain now. So supply chain is the main department in every organization. So technology impacts this department. New technology like AI, IoT, blockchain, and there is other technologies that advance supply chain in this field. So can you explain this point for us?
If you ask me, I would say that uh, particularly during the pandemic time, we have learned one thing that is that how we have to work paperless. And during the pandemic time, we have learned it. And now come to the question is that we have to face this issue but not only just pandemic time. We will face this issue also futures. This time we also face this issue. So now come to the question is that how we can manage this kind of chain. Definitely, there's one thing you have to remember that we have lots of knowledge technology driven thinking. We can apply this one. Suppose we can start to think in this way that IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning. We can think about the like cloud computing.
Digital
This
twin.
is yeah. This is some of the like technology advancement,
Yeah.
and maybe we can apply this one. But now my question is that we understood one thing is that we have to apply the technology. But there is one very important thing I like to share with you. Sometimes you're thinking, okay, we have to depend on the technology. So we are ignoring the human resource. What we said that we cannot ignore the human resource. Human resource must be behind the machine. So we can now come to this point. Technology driven, definitely good idea. But at the same time, we have to think how we can use this technology based on the human resource. So
Yes.
if we think that we like to replace that technology, maybe it will be another issue, but near future.
Yes.
So that is the one issue. What I said, the long-term thinking, we have to start in this way. Okay, we like to apply the technology, no doubt, technology driven, but at the same time, human will be there. So human must be behind of the machine. That is the one very key point. And you know what I said earlier, suppose we can apply that a lot of things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, and definitely it will increase our response. Whole supply chain will be affected, and is good for us, paperless and environment friendly, no doubt. But at the same time, our future will be like what I said, that creating the smart, agile, industry driven, based on technology supply chain, so that we
Yes.
can produce a global trade investment network, so that we can manage any kind of disruption in the future. So technology is one of the key issue we have to think, but at the same time, we cannot ignore the human resource. Okay. Thank you.
That's fantastic, Prof. Habib. Technology has indeed brought about the significant advantage in supply chain management. Let's now discuss the concept of resilient supply chain and what is meant by resilient supply chain and why it is important for organizations.
Very good issues. You know that when you work on the supply chain management, some of the very key point we can notice, like always you can see this one. Resilient supply chain means our supply chain should be more stronger. Our supply chain should be the more, I would say that, flexible. We should not be rigid. And we use the one term is that revise the strategize, whether our supply chain is working properly or not. So that's why I use the term that flexible and a stronger supply chain, robust supply chain. I use this another term, the robust supply chain. So now come to the point is that when you talk about the resilient supply chain, we have to make sure that whether what I said earlier, we can sustain in the disruption time. So whether we can apply this one in the particularly this kind of special time when you notice that information distortion, when you notice that even that our commitment was distorted because unfortunately we couldn't go to the like the real life production that time during the pandemic time. So nowadays we are using this term resilience in supply chain, more flexibility in supply chain. There is now in a consensus that more resilience in supply chain will be needed in the work of the extreme uncertainty. So when you design the supply chain, okay, it's a certain time. We know everything, what is happening, on-time delivery, on-time service. But is there any situations coming, the uncertainty, that how we can absorb this kind of scenario? That is the time we have to think the resilient supply chain, robust supply chain. So we have to make sure that our supply chain will be like that. Before finishing this part, I just like to add the one thing is that you just think for some this involves building up stockpiles or the buffer inventory.
Yeah.
Buffer inventory is not recorded every time. It is the special time to provide the more given the system. So we understood there's some cost. And now why we have to pay this cost? Because when you have this kind of circumstance, we have to resilient in the supply chain.
Yeah.
So our target is just-in-time delivery should not be changed. So how can we manage? So we need the buffer inventory. So this is some of the concept nowadays we are thinking. Earlier we did not think about this one because it is the way that how can we resolve the uncertainty in the whole supply chain management.
Okay. Thank you for highlighting the importance of resilient supply chain management. Prof. Habib, let's now discuss the concept of transparent supply chain management, what it's mean and how it's important for organizations.
Thank you so much. You know, I start that term is that transparency, but
Yeah.
the better term for supply chain you can use the visibility of supply chain visibility.
Yeah.
So the whole supply chain will be visible. transparent. So that means we have to ensure a flow of information from supplier to customer, that all information will be visible, transparent. You are the customer and you have to know what is happening. You are the supplier and you have to know how are the demand of the customers. You are in the suppose the warehouse, you have to know that how you are getting the raw materials. So we have to ensure this transparency from the supplier to customer, visibility, the whole supply chain management. It is possible if you could manage that your information from supplier to customer should be visible. So now we can use the integrated management information system. All information will be integrated from supplier to customer, so that you can see the flow of information. Suppose you are Mr. Omar, you are in the supply end.
Yeah.
I am in the customer end. And now you notice that customer, they are taking this one product.
Yeah.
When you have this option, that visibility of supply chain, you can understand, oh, this product's demand is very high in the retailing end. So for me, that means I need the more raw materials. So now you can do the forecasting for the next period. You have to think the
Yes.
more raw materials should purchase. But if you don't have the transparency, if you don't have the like the transparent information, how you can understand what is happening in the whole supply chain?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the happening is like that you are working supply and you are taking the raw materials based on the earlier period, but you are waiting. But unfortunately, you could not see the any information. So when you say the smart supply chain management is one of the key parameters, how we could ensure this transparency, how we could ensure the visibility of whole supply chain. Our target is that the all information should be visible. Even you can see when the inventory, the decreasing, reducing the inventory, sending the product to the out of the inventory. You can see the level of inventory. So it means that you need this that kind of technology-driven system. So all information will be visible, and then you can come up with any decision. So you have the three inventory. Now you notice that this inventory is a low, that inventory is a full, that is a half. Maybe we can do the cross check and we can send the product this any inventory is finished. But you have to need the information. You need the like visibility of the supply chain. That is the one thing. So that's why you can use that like in a software based something, or we can use a like, username password. You can see. We have definitely have to maintain some issue. You know what you said earlier, the technology driven, blockchain, big data, all are the relevant to the transparency visibility.
Yes.
Blockchain is basically they meant the security of information, and the big data means all information you have. If you have the username and password, now you can check, you can review. So that means we can maintain the security, but at the same time, all information will be visible. So that is our target in the transparency supply chain management.
Thank you, Prof. Habib, for this explanation. Transparency is indeed critical in today's business landscape, where consumers are increasingly concerned about the ethical practice and the sustainable. Let's now move to the concept of environment friendly or green supply chain. What does it entail, and how can organization adapt environmentally sustainable supply chain practice in?
Mr. Omar, you already asked the question one step ahead. You know, when you talk about the sustainability, that we have to think. You remember that the social point of view, and economical point of view, and environmental point of view. So we are just now to start with the environmental supply chain or the green supply chain management. I like to start with easy example. If you go to the Singapore, you can see this scenario everywhere in the office, playground, school, college, university. Everywhere they're using that 3R: reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. So their main concept, environment. The main concept, what you said earlier, the sustainability. So, but they like to the practice. They don't want to use the plastic bottle, right? You are using the plastic bottle water, right? They don't want to
Yeah.
use it. If you go to Singapore, you can see this one. So their target is one. You are going to join any conference. You get the conference proceeding hard copy.
Yeah.
but they maintain this one, no hard copy. So they can provide the pen drive, use drive, Google Drive. Now there's lots of options on digital option.
Yes.
You see, they don't want to do the registration process. They would like to do the QR code system. So everywhere environment friendly. I did some research work with the European Union. I did some research work with the US aid. So I have some experience I'd like to share with you. They try to maintain everywhere environment friendly. Even the hard copy, when you're taking the printout, there's some limitation. There is some limitation. They don't want to keep the lots of printout because it's against the environment. So the concept is that their mindset is that green supply chain management from supply to customer, environment friendly everywhere. They have to practice the 3R: reduce, reuse, recycle. So the concept is that how they can add the values to the whole supply chain. Say suppose supplier end, if you maintain the environment friendly attitude. So in the customer end, you are using the same concept. Retailing end, you are using the same concept. And same concept you like to apply the distribution center. Same concept you like to apply the factory. So everywhere you like to practice green supply chain management. And it is a very important in that sense, that our ultimate target, reduce the carbon emission. Reduce the carbon emission is one of the vital issues in the climate change. And nowadays, very vital issue, the green supply chain is a part of the climate. So when it comes to the climate issue, and the European Union, they're doing lots of works on that, and our developed countries, they're doing lots of things. But this concept comes from that one, that environment-friendly supply chain management, green supply chain management. So it is one kind of practice. We have to start there. So I said that is a new issue. We have to start to think, particularly the young generation, they should think how they can apply. Next, please.
Yes. Thanks, Prof. Habib, for highlighting the importance of environment sustainability practice in supply chain management. Now let's discuss the concept of social responsibilities in supply chain and what it means, and the organization incorporate social responsibility into the supply chain practice, how it
Good,
does it.
very good question. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We want to cover
You're
supply chain today, all topics in supply chain today to make the audience more understand about the concept of supply chain. So
Yep.
we dive into all the point.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so honored that you invited me in the first episode, and I believe after
Yeah.
this episode that our audience they will get a very basic idea of the supply chain management, and
Yes,
they
I
have
hope.
to come to the real life application. And definitely, special thanks belongs to you, as you invited me. And I like to give the special ISCEA Egypt chapter, as you are leading this one as the president of that one. When you talk about this one, that social responsible supply chain, like ethical driven supply chain. So we have to go back to that one. You see, environment friendly.
Yeah.
This is on kind of responsibility. So that means we have to check in a factory how they're reducing the carbon emission. Distribution center, whether they're using plastic bottle or plastic bag or not. And so that means you are following the supply chain, but at the same time, social response. It's a social responsibility. Now you can ask me that CSR activities, the corporate social responsibility, the whole supply chain. Even you know that why you are doing the corporate social responsibility. The reason is the social responsible. Every corporate they have some responsibility. And now we are like to talk about this ethical supply chain management. Now I let you give you one example.
Yeah.
Suppose that the customers they're from the USA. So merchandiser, we call it the middleman. Suppose in the Hong Kong. So basically, the Hong Kong they are taking the order from the customers from the USA, and then they will produce the products in the Vietnam or maybe the Bangladesh, something like that. Definitely the low human resource cost. And so now Bangladeshi laborers they are producing the products. Vietnam they are producing the products. That products goes to the USA, but Bangladesh human resource, Bangladeshi laborers or Vietnam laborers they do not know that this product goes to the US. Interesting thing is that it happens. I like to give you the live example. The earlier past president of the US, Donald Trump, during his inaugural ceremony, he used a cap and then T-shirt. the Republican Party, and it was produced in the Vietnam and Bangladesh. So the question is that even the Bangladeshi level, they have no idea that is they are producing. Even Vietnam employees, they don't know. So now come to the question is that when the cost of the labor cost, who is dealing the labor cost? Not the USA directly, the Hong Kong middleman, merchandiser. So sometimes they do not maintain that ethical issues. It happens that many times in the Vietnam, even that women, the pregnant women, they are working there. Child labor, they are working in the factory. This is unethical, right?
Yeah.
But they are the part of the whole supply chain. They are producing products, and we are using the product. So nowadays we say that no, you are the customers. That's fine. You are giving the order to the middleman, but at the same time you have to check where these products will be produced, whether their company, the factory, they are maintaining the ethical issues or not. Because what I said, there is one of the part of the social responsible supply chain management.
Yeah.
We cannot think that, oh no, it's not my job. My job is I'm giving the order, I'll get them my products. That's fine. No. We have to think the ethical supply chain. So the everywhere you have to think the ethics. So you use the term the social responsibility. You have to start to think in the whole supply chain management. That's we are using a very popular term nowadays. Social response supply chain, ethical supply chain management.
Yeah. As you mentioned that maybe the Bangladesh product in USA market and like closes on something like that. Also, there is another countries, a lot of countries like Egypt and Indonesia and a lot of countries that maybe their products on another markets and their people doesn't know about it.
They don't know what is
Yeah, yeah.
happening.
Already from 1 year, I see that there is a lot of manufacturing here in Egypt. Their product doesn't come to Egypt market and go outside, like maybe international printing clothes and something like that. So everything already when I went in United Kingdom, I buy from their clothes, and when I return, I found it made in Egypt. So
Yeah, I like to share with you one thing, Omar. 2020, 2022, myself with my family members, we went to Saudi Arabia for Umrah. So after performing the Umrah, so you know that we have to have the card.
yeah, yeah,
So my son, I was looking for the one cap for my son. So beside the Kaaba Sharif, Makkah, so we like to purchase the one cap. When you check the monograph, I noticed made in Bangladesh,
yeah,
and the cost is very high. And
yeah,
my question is that we are not sure whether our human resource labor cost they got this money or not, but the cost is very high. So the person, what I said, the middleman, merchandise or whatever you say, they are taking this money. So when you say that nowadays that ethical driven supply chain or social response, we have to start to think whether
yeah,
that whole supply they're practicing the ethical issues or not.
yeah. There is a manufacturing in other country because the cost is lower than in their countries, yeah, and
Yeah,
maybe the product production some product and send them and export them to our countries.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Now can we go to talk about sustainable supply chain management?
Yeah.
How can organization achieve it?
Basically, this is our ultimate target in supply chain
Yeah.
management. We should think of the sustainability supply chain management. And nowadays, it's a very hot issue. And currently, my two PhD students, they're working on the supply chain, sustainability supply chain management. So basically, you know that there is a three area you have to think: the social aspects, and then economical aspects, and then environmental aspects. So these three areas you have to cover. Okay. And now I'd like to start in this way that our main target that we like to focus in this one. What is the main target? Main target is that it should be the sustainable supply chain.
Yeah.
And I would say that as it is a sustainable supply chain, so we have to think that contribute to the society, social
Yes.
contribution, economical aspect, so flow of money. You have to confirm this one. Environment issue we already discussed. And you know that there is a very popular matrix, environmental, social, and governance, ESG matrix. So when you use the ESG metrics, environmental, social, and then governance, we have to maintain the practice ethical issues. So there are a few things we are now covering, integrated way. So when you talk about the sustainable supply chain management means future development. So when you think the future, that means we have to think of the reduce the carbon emission, reduce the what I said earlier, reduce, reuse, recycle, so that our environment friendly will be there, and definitely the whole supply chain will be sustainable.
Yeah.
Our target, there is no disruption, sustainable. But at the same time, you have to ensure these whole things. So
Yes.
reduce the carbon emission, environment friendly, less plastic, less hard copies, all of the digitalized automation. That is sustainable supply chain management. Any kind of pandemic, any kind of disruption, we can survive. So this is a very important issue. Discussion is a sustainable supply chain management.
Thanks, Prof. Habib, for providing the valuable insight on this sustainable supply chain. Now let's move to discuss the three decision level of supply chain management. Could you please explain the decision levels and their significance on the organizations?
Thank you so much. Now we are going to discuss about the human resource supply chain management.
Yeah.
Basically, you know that our the pyramid or triangle, what you say,
Yeah.
that strategic, planning, and operating level. Basically, the three decision levels: strategic, planning, and operation or operating level. Strategic means long-term plan. So long-term plan means 5 years to onward, 10 years, 15 years. Top management, they will take the decision. And then planning level, middle level manager, they'll take the decision. So they'll take the decision for what? They'll take the decision for this year. They'll take the decision for the next year. And then last on the operation level, operating level, they'll do the regular operations, the regular daily operations, weekly, monthly operations,
Yeah.
strategic, planning, operation level, operating level. So what I said that, or you have to maintain this top level management means they are doing the work for the strategic decisions. So 5 years to onward. The planning level, middle level managers like director level, general manager, they're taking the decision for this year to next year. And operational level, they take the daily operations like officers, staff, regular staff, weekly, maximum monthly. So now strategic, planning, operational level. See, there is a on flow of information. What is it earlier? Do you remember the supply
Right.
chain basic entities,
Right.
flow of information? The three distinct levels of supply chain management. Now you can ask me, Professor, where is our customer? Customer will be the bottom line,
Yeah.
and they have to deal with the operational level. They have to deal with the operational level. What kind of dealings? Basically, they have to deal this kind of things like the customer credit card division. The customer will go to the bank. They'll meet the officers, right? So that is that they'll do the directly dealing this one. Say mobile phone operator, you have to go to the mobile phone telecom industry and you can meet with the officers, customer cares. Look very careful. You can go to the bank, you can say customer care officer. So that means operational level, they are dealing directly with the customer. So now come to the point. Supplier, manufacturer, distributor. So what is the supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailer? So all are will be this pipeline, like flow of
Yeah.
information.
Pipelining.
So we cannot ignore strategic, planning, operational level. Now, I like to remind you one very basic and important discussion is that we have to start to think in this way. It is very interesting thing when you work in the supply chain, suppose strategic level. So first of all, you have to come to some decision, basic decision. What kind of supply chain you like to follow? What kind of supply chain you have to? What kind of strategy you have to follow? I'll talk about the maybe later on about this issue. Say, suppose you are following the responsive supply chain or the efficient supply chain strategy, but you definitely have to go this one: strategic, planning, operating level, long-term
Yeah.
decision based on the strategic decision, planning level they will carry forward, and operational level they will execute. How they'll execute? They have the SOP, standard operating procedures. They
Yes.
have the SOP, standard operating procedures. So basically, they will work best on this one. And now you can ask me, who will prepare this SOP? SOP will come up
Yeah.
from the strategic level, planning level. They will design this one. When you are traveling, suppose you are traveling from suppose Egypt to Malaysia. So the aircraft, did you remember that during the landing and during the departure, they always say some things on the air hostess. All are the written statement, SOP. Did you notice the credit card division when you call them, how they are treating with you? The sentence, "Good morning, sir. How could I help you,
Yeah.
sir?" And they'll say that if they couldn't reply, okay, we'll come back to you soon or revert to you soon, something like that. All of the SOP, standard operating procedures. So it depends on the strategic, how they will deal with the customer. And the planning will they'll carry forward, and the operational they'll execute. Strategy, planning, operating level. Three decision level of supply chain management. Top level management, middle level management, and line level management. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Habib, for these explanations, the three decision levels in supply chain management. Let's now discuss the supply chain performance drivers and the key factors that drive the supply chain performance and how can organization optimize their supply chain.
Thank you. Before that, I'd like to ask one more question from you.
Okay.
Mr. Omar, how long time we have, or how long time do you want to provide me?
Uh, it's it's right now we may be close to 1 hour,
Okay.
and
So,
yeah,
yeah, how long do you want to give the time, maximum time? Another 10
maximum
minutes or 15 minutes?
we have a maybe we if we finish in maybe 10 or 15 it's okay,
Okay.
and if we exceed this it's okay. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
open discussion for makes the audience more understand this concept, so we don't care about the time.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. Because,
last year we have a conference, and this is a limited time because it's a conference on maybe last year, and already this conference is on YouTube now, so anyone can open it and see it.
good.
So
Because, when you talk about these things, if you spend more time, you can explain very easily, then the more audiences, they can feel interested about the supply
yeah,
chain.
yeah, yeah.
And they have to understand this concept, and particularly as you target to create their own kind of branding of supply chain management among
Yes.
the people, like the particularly the academics, student, and the industry people as well. So definitely we have to discuss in that way so that we can create some avenue for future. They have to think about the supply chain management.
Yes.
Okay, so come to your question, like you are talking about the like performance driver. Basically, there is a lots of supply chain performance measurement models. So we are not talking about that model. I think you know this balance scorecard, KPI, score model, and so on. And even one of my PhD scholars now, he's in also the UAE as a university faculty member. So here, when he was working with me, I still recall that we developed the one supply chain performance measurement model. If the audience is they're interested more about this model, I like to request that you can go to the Google, you can search, and even you can get the more new papers on this area. But now I like to talk about the basically subject performance driver. Uh, you know, basically, earlier we used a few drivers. Now we use the six drivers, and maybe in future you can see there are one more or two more drivers, maybe eight drivers. So at this stage, we are thinking that basically that facility, inventory, and transportation. These three drivers, the main driver, or you said that you can use the primary drivers. And on the other hand, there are the remaining three, like information, sourcing, and pricing. This is auxiliary drivers or supporting driver. So if you ask me, what is meaning the driver? You know, the driver means who will drive this one. So basically, these six drivers: facility, inventory, transportation, information, sourcing, and pricing. They will drive the whole supply chain performance. We know the supply chain, but how we can enhance the performance is by the six drivers. So I like to take that's why I asked you the timing. I like to take the next 2 to 3 minutes about this one so that they can think.
Yeah.
Suppose when you think about the like facility, first of all you have to think that what kind of facility you have to need. It could be like human resource facility. It could be like the location facility. It could be the like the financial facility. So when you have no question of the finance, you have a good sponsor, then you can think lots of decisions you can take. Even you can go for the like artificial intelligence, how can I apply? But if you have financial constraint, then maybe you cannot apply. You have to go to the manual. You're planning, you like to use a QR code system for your inventory, but if you have financial issues, you cannot do that. So that is the reason is the facility you have to start to think. Human resource facility, we have to think of the financial facility and the location facility. You know, some locations, they have all kind of facilities like water, gas, electricity. Some locations they don't have. Even you know that when you talk the human resource facility, it is not very major issue in those countries like the Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. But this is the human resource facility, another issue, like some of the states in the USA and some of the states in the, even the Malaysia, only few people. So it's even they couldn't get the human resource. Even if you go to the like Scotland, if you go to the UK, in the Scotland it happens. Sometimes the temperature is a minus 8 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
So that time it will be difficult to get the human resource. So that is the one of the issue you have to think, the human resource facility. It is not very good, very important issue. Those countries, the human resource is available. But if it is a human resource crisis, that is another issue. Now come to the next one, inventory. Inventory always come to the point. Earlier we used the manual counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Manual counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nowadays we have to use the digital counting system, like barcode system is very common nowadays. We use the more up to date, like the RFID. You can apply the QR code system. So digital system. And I used to say that definitely you have to think the inventory. There should be the like CCTV, so they can track. Even you are the different country, you can by the user and password you can see the CCTV monitoring and everything. So that is the inventory issues and how you can manage these inventory issues. And transportation definitely is very important issue. If you like think of the like high speedy transportation system, aircraft by plane, but expensive.
Mm.
But expensive. So that means you have to now think. You have to pay more, or you have to think that no, 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 we don't want the highest, fastest transportation mode.
It's raining.
You think the yeah trade-off.
Europe.
You have to think yeah
Yeah, yeah.
trade-off. And you see, suppose that ship, water, cheap, but it will take time. So if you decide, do you want to apply that aircraft, you like to apply the ship, or you like to apply the road transportation system. So based on this, you can decide supply chain partners. And then come to the next three, like information. Earlier we discussed already, we have to think the digital information system. We have to think about the all information visible, what you said earlier, transparent. And now sourcing, in-house sourcing, outsourcing.
Yeah.
Do you want to think of the best of the existing organization? You can think the in-house sourcing, or you have to go to the outsourcing. I personally recommend that now we have to go to the thinking. You know, supply chain, one of the issues that networking. So we should go the outsourcing. Even then, nowadays third-party logistics, fourth-party logistics available. So why not you can go to this one? If you think that no, we like the in-house sourcing, sometimes you have a good production. You got the very good order from the overseas. Now you have to increase the production, increase the human resource, increase the machine, increase the space. It's difficult. So it is better that you have to get the good order. Extra order you can provide to the other people, the outsourcing. And but this way you have to go to the next level of networking. But sometimes our people perception is that if you give the order to my another company, maybe next time I'll not get order. They'll take my order. But they never think is that it is also one kind of networking system. So it's very important thinking. How can we add more values? And finally, the pricing strategy. We have to go to the like the fixed cost, fixed price, or maybe we can go to the high and low cost strategy. High and low cost strategy means suppose you get bargaining pricing strategy. Some of the people they love it bargaining. They said that suppose $200, they say $50. They say $150, they say $100. Okay, 120, deal final. So there is bargaining price. So we personally suggest that fixed price is very international standard procedure. And when you're talking about the pricing strategy, another one thing you have to think, and that is that you know that you like to increase the price. there is a one market strategy that instantly they like to increase the price. We would say this is the old technique. Latest technique is that you can increase the price, but you have to maintain the methodology. What kind of? Say, suppose in the product leveling, you mentioned, say, $10 existing price. Now you plan you like to increase to $15. So you can do the new leveling $15. Then you have to cross. Then you can sell it $10. Means current price. So you like to keep this one next to 3 months. So what I said, original price $10. Now you like to increase the $15, but you level the $15, then cut it, and then you mark it the $10. It will be the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
So customer they are coming, they can observe, oh, this is the price is the $15, but they like to give the discount $10. They will purchase, and then after 1 or 2 months, when it's available, then you can increase the price $15. Customers already aware that's the price already $15, but we are getting this one as a discounted price. So that is the best option how can increase the pricing. And you know that if you think that instant increasing the price, not the good business style. If you like to go to the sustainable business, we always mention this one. It should be the pricing strategy, very important strategy. I like to just remind another one thing at this stage. If you go to the different shopping mall, some of the shopping mall you can see. Say I can give the one example is that say if you go to the Zara in
Yeah.
UK or the Robinson in Singapore, the price is very high. It's only few customers. But if you look very carefully, always they provide some discount, particularly based on the special days like the 31st, Christmas, New Year,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Chinese New Year, Thai New Year, discount 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Even there is no festival, they will find the day like Parents' Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Friendship Day, something like that. So 1 week discount. And during the discount, you can see the customers. So their strategy is that they like to provide the discount so they can get the good number of customers. And then the price will be again the regular price will be very high. Maybe only few customers they can sustain. So that means it is a pricing strategy. We have to start to think that how we can provide the discount at the special occasion, special season. Particularly, suppose our Muslim people, they with the Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha. So that is one of the business strategy. Maybe we can provide some discount, not only get a good number of customers. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the one adding the values to our supply chain. So what I said is our supply chain purpose drivers, facility, inventory, transportation, and the information, sourcing, and pricing. The 6 drivers of supply chain performance.
About the pricing, I think that while I'm in Malaysia, yeah, I were there for maybe 5 months. So where I there, the prices maybe in some places very high, like you say now, maybe, but there is a lot of time for discount. Maybe every 2 weeks you will find a discount. So every people waits the discount. So there is maybe 10, 10,
Yes.
11 discount, 12, 12. So there is a lot of discounts there.
And they're waiting for the discount.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when they notice the discount, the lot of customers spike number of customers.
Yeah, no people in the story.
They're very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Thank you.
next question, please. You have a next question?
Yeah, I have the final question.
Oh, final question. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. Thank Prof. Habib for sharing your experience in supply chain performance drivers. So finally, let's touch our open on supply chain strategy, especially. Could you please discuss the trade-off between supply chain responsiveness and efficiency?
Yeah, thank you so much. Before that, I like to take the 1 or 2 minutes extra. You said this last
No
question.
problem, yeah.
Yeah,
No problem.
but I like to after this question, I like to discuss another one thing. Do you remember today I mentioned the one supply chain model for the tertiary education institutions, ITSA model. So after this question, supply chain strategy, I like to talk about this one,
No
so that
problem.
maybe some of the
You're
audience they interest about this one. Okay,
no
so now
problem.
come to this one. Supply chain strategy. Basically, there's 2 strategy. One is the responsiveness, another is efficiency. So basically the responsiveness supply chain, when you said that means a high quality, high cost and high response. And when you talk about the efficiency supply chain strategy, that means a cost compromise, quality compromise, and then low response. I like to give a few examples so that you can think. I like to start by the first example based on the service industry. Say Hotel Hilton, seven-star hotel, Hotel Hilton. So seven-star hotel, Hotel Hilton in USA, San Jose, California. Hotel Hilton in the our Asian country is a five-star hotel, but US is seven-star hotel. So if you like to book the seven-star hotel, Hotel Hilton for one night, the process is very smooth process. So you just check the online, a regular price $400. They'll give the discount, $100 discount, so $300, and you can book the room and everything will be completed. And now when you go to the Hotel Hilton, seven-star hotel in San Jose, California, they'll ask you the any kind of confirmation number or anything you like to show. That's all finished. They'll give you the digital key, the barcode system, so RFID system, and there will be the concierge. The concierge will help you. So there will be no question. So now you can go to the room. So you are using the digital key barcode system. So you are now inside of the room, but you notice the refrigerator is not working. It seems to you. So now you're planning. I like to call the maintenance. So you just take the phone and call the maintenance. They will ask you which room number you are calling, from which room number you are there. Everything is a digital system, so they can see the room number. And if you say something wrong in my refrigerator, they said, okay, no problem, sir. You're coming to your room. And then within the 2 to 3 minutes, they'll come to your room with another refrigerator. No question. They'll not ask you what type of problem. Are you sure? Can I check? No, no question. They like to replace. They'll give you the new one. You're very happy in the Hotel Hilton. So one night you can stay there, and the next day you can check out. Before the checkout, they will send the one link to your mobile number, to your email address. And this customer satisfaction survey form. So you have to fill out this online form and submit. Okay, this is a part of the checkout time. And now you like to return the key. No question. Finish the job. Now I like to give another example. Like you like to stay in the budget hotel. You like to stay in the budget hotel. I use that term, the budget hotel. So cost compromise. So budget hotel in the India, like Calcutta. So the price is around the maximum $50, somewhere $30 to $50. So you understand that was the after discount 300 US dollar. This is that $30 to $50. So you book the room. Now you arrive at the hotel in the reception. They will ask you, are you sure? Did you book the room? You said, yes, I have the document. Can I see? Okay, now they'll give the document. They'll check. You're waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They said, okay. And then they'll give you the one key, the analog key. And then you'll ask, is there anyone who can help me to take the luggage? No, you have to do by yourself. Okay. Now you went to your room by the analog key. You open the room, and inside the room you notice something wrong in the refrigerator. Now you're calling the maintenance, nobody pick up the phone. Calling the information, nobody pick up the phone. Calling the suppose the reception area, then somebody pick up the phone. They'll ask you, hey, what's up? From which room number? You say, this, you cannot see my room number. No, analog system. And if you ask something wrong in the refrigerator, they say, are you sure? I think we think that everything is okay. Something wrong at you, and we don't believe. Okay, no problem. Then if you say, can you send the technician? Oh, sure, no problem. How long it will take? Not too much, like 2 hours. 2 hours? Yes, because you have to inform and they'll come to your room. And then after 2 hours, nobody will come to your room. Again, you have to call. Oh, he's coming, technician is coming. After 30 minutes, one technician will come. And then in front of your room, open the door and he'll ask first question. What type of problem? Refrigerator issue? No, it's a good one. And they have a toolbox, you know the toolbox, right? And so they open the toolbox, they like to check. Oh, everything's okay, fine. You say, no, something wrong. It's not the cool too much. We need a more cooling system. Can I change the room? Same, all rooms are the same. Everything is good. Tomorrow you can leave. They are not feeling interest to keep the customer there. They don't bother too much about this one. So the next day you like to check out. Again, the checkout you are waiting. They'll give you the one hard copy of customer satisfaction form you have to fill up. and then you have to submit this. So wait, you have to check the room at first. So you see, you were the one night in the 7-star hotel, Hotel Hilton. Now the budget hotel difference.
Yes.
That is what he said, that responsive supply chain strategy, Hotel Hilton. Efficient supply chain strategy, that is the budget hotel in Calcutta. So I like to provide another example that is based on our manufacturing industry. Say, if you go to Thailand, Chatuchak market. Chatuchak market is that efficient supply chain strategy. If you go to the Chatuchak market in Thailand, you can see low cost product, but wholesale price. People, they love to go to the Chatuchak market, the weekend market. They like to purchase a lot of items, bulky items for their friends, family members, and lots of people. But the quality is not up to the standard, but they like to purchase. If you go any foreigner in the Thailand, they are planning to go to one day in the Chatuchak market. But it's the efficient supply chain strategy. On the other hand, if you come to the Mostowa Center in Singapore, interesting thing is if you go to the Mostowa Center, that's fine. But usually Singaporean people, they always discourage to go to Mostowa Center. They said, do not go, this is not the good, the quality is better to avoid the lots of people. But if you go to the Mostowa Center in Singapore, you can see lots of people. Middle East people, if you see that like the white man, if you see that the South Asian people, they are doing the shopping and everything is there. China market. If you go to the Malaysia, not only Malaysia, anywhere in the world, even USA, you can ask someone, hey, is there any China market? China market means all the efficiency supply chain strategy, low cost, low quality, but product ability is very high, a lot of customers. So this is a few examples. What is strategic market, Mostowa Center, China market? All of the efficient supply chain strategy. On the other hand, if you come to the what I said earlier, that Robinson is available in Thailand, Singapore, different countries. They are following the responsive supply chain strategy. You can come to the Zara of London, UK, the responsive supply chain strategy. I'll let you give the example of the Robinson. If you go to the Robinson, you can stay whole day, no problem. You can purchase, you can check, you can take the food, you can change the dress. There's a Watson, lots of market, fruits market, everything you can see. So they don't bother about this one because they prefer to provide better service, high response. Even you can ask this time, this price, that price, they will mention, no problem. That is what I said, that responsive supply chain strategy. So responsive supply chain strategy means high quality, high cost, high response. Efficient supply chain strategy, low cost, low quality, and cost compromise, or the response also the compromised. I don't want to use a low quality term. We have to use the academic term, is that quality compromise, cost minimize, budget, hotel, what I said earlier, something like that. So now come to the point, responsiveness and efficiency. The middle one is the trade-off. Suppose you are thinking, no, I don't want to go high quality. I don't want to go to the low quality. I don't want to go high cost. I don't want to go low cost. Moderate trade-off. And I would say that nowadays, particularly, lots of companies, they're changing their strategy. Because, high quality you can maintain, that's good, but sometimes you couldn't get the good number of customers. So you have to compromise.
Yes.
Someday, if you think the low quality, once at a low quality people, they can think it's okay, cost is very important. Now, if you think, no, quality also maintain, at least minimum standard. So go to the middle one, what I said earlier, trade-off between the responsiveness and efficient supply chain strategy. We call it trade-off. So it means a moderate business, moderate cost, moderate quality, a moderate response. And nowadays we are applying this one, particularly after the pandemic time. So there is a very important discussion we did: supply chain strategy, responsiveness, efficiency, and the middle one, trade-off.
Yeah, organization must take the right balance between them.
Yeah. So, Mr. Omar, if you allow me, I'd like to talk about that one, that service industry supply chain management,
Okay.
particularly that model, ITESCA model, Integrated Tertiary Educational Supply Chain Management Model. That is a supply chain management model for the tertiary educational institutions. Particularly, you can apply for the university. But I don't want to discuss in details. I like to take the only just 1 or 2 minutes, and I like to
Okay.
request the I like to request the audiences if you're interested more about this model, you can just write down ITESCM model, Integrated Tertiary Educational Supply Chain Management Model, and you can check in the Google. Lots of papers is there. So basically, during the PhD time in 2009, we produced this model with the help of my supervisor. So we like to focus on a few things there, that we can apply the supply chain management in the tertiary education institutions like university. So there will be the supply input, process, and output. Supply input means two input in the university, one is the students, and the internal and external projects. And there will be two output, that is a finished product. There are two finished products. One is that graduates, and there is outcomes. At first, I said the students. After the processing, will get the graduates. Internal external projects. After the processing, will get the research outcomes. Quality research outcomes. So the two things. So it means that raw materials will convert to the finished product. So in our model, ITESC model, there are three parts. One is the education supply chain. What I said earlier, that students will be converted to the graduates, and the research supply chain, internal external project will convert to these outcomes. And the third part is that internal body. We call it basically that educational management. It's university. So education supply chain, research supply chain, and education management. You know what I mentioned earlier. Do you remember the three decision level? Strategic, planning, operating. We can apply here. Strategic level, planning level, operating level. Strategic level means university board of trustees, or maybe the government university, the government level, board of directors, something like that. And then planning level means in the strategic level means also the vice chancellor, deputy vice chancellor, president, vice president. Planning level means director, dean, head of the department. And operation level means that suppose that faculty members, regular staff, something like that. And in our education management, we also mentioned the three decision level you can apply. So our target in the university, not to produce only just graduates. It is not our target to produce not only just these outcomes. Our target would like to produce the quality graduates, quality these outcomes. It is a very important in the service industry supply chain management that we have to think all of that quality outcomes. Now you can ask me why. The reason is that, suppose if I need to ask you, the university owner, university board of trustees, what is your outcome? They never said they would like to get the profit from the university. So what they will say? They'll say they like to contribute to the society. How they'll contribute to the society? By producing quality graduates, by producing quality outcomes. So now next question, how they'll produce the quality graduates, quality outcomes. That is what we said, that we have to apply the education supply chain management. We have to review this one. We have to review the development and assessment. Education development, education assessment. Research development, research assessment. So when you have this kind of assessment policy, we like to check the development. So that our main target, we like to produce quality graduates, quality research outcomes, so that we can contribute to the society. Our target is the service industry supply chain management, like the hospital supply chain management or the education supply chain management. Our target, how we can contribute to the society to produce the well-being of the society. So it is not only our target, produce the graduates, produce the research outcomes, no, quality maintain. That is a very important, significant difference between that service industry supply chain management and manufacturing industry supply chain management. So what I said, the model, ITESC model, if you're interested more about this model, you can send me the email, you can go to the Google, you can search, or maybe you can communicate with us with the Egypt ISCEA strength chapter through the Mr. Umar. If you have any further question, you can reply. But I like to remind you again, this model already applicable in the different country, like the Indian university, Malaysian university, Singapore university, Thailand university, USA, UK, Philippines, the Turkey, Vietnam, lots of countries, they already applied this model. And there are a few PhD already done based on this model as well. So that means we can do lots of research in near future on the service industry supply chain management. Maybe you can review this one as a pioneer of the supply chain management in the service industry. Okay. So that's all from my side, Mr. Omar. Now, if you have any final concrete remarks from your side, you can ask me.
Thanks. I want to express my gratitude to Prof. Ma'mun Habib for joining us today and sharing his valuable insight. Thank you, Prof. Habib.
I'd like to give a special thanks to you as well. I'm so honored and privileged that I could contribute to ISCA student chapter. And I believe you're a very potential person. You can add more values to the
Yeah,
young generation by the supply chain management concept. So if any further question, feel free to knock me. And you can also share my email address to them. I think now it's very easy to get the email address from the
yeah,
Google.
yeah.
They can
Very easy.
communicate with me. So thank you so much. All the best.
And I want to thank to
Yeah.
our listeners for tuning to this episode of ICC in Chapter Egypt podcast. We hope you find this discussion informative and thoughts and that give you a good perspective in your work and your life, that you know more about supply chain from A to Z. I think that we covered today from A to Z. And if you have any question, leave in a comment, and we can answer these questions. And see you in next times. We have seminars, podcast, and follow us. So see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.